Good morning. Welcome to my channel, Leanne Mezeray on YouTube. I'm out walking one of the dogs that I'm pet sitting over the Thanksgiving holiday. She's a beautiful Siberian Husky. And it's a nice way to earn some little extra income. Doing something I love. So, I've been pet sitting for about 10 years maybe on the side while I had other jobs when I was in town, or just to add some animal love to my life. That's always been a great source of beautiful vibrations, something really gentle and natural that stays in my life, whether I'm in the city or I'm out in the country. And I left the city life behind quite a long time ago, because as a young girl I really liked it. I remember the first time my family drove me across the bridge across the Chicago River into the city from Lakeshore Drive. Or no, it wasn't across the bridge, it was across something or other. Anyway, we came off the lake and there were these high rises, and I felt like I'd seen them for the first time, even though I'd been to New York City as a girl many times. I somehow didn't register what it was like to be in a high-rise city until we came across that bridge. And I must have been, I don't know, 15 or 16 at that point. 14 maybe, something, I don't know. Young teenager. And all the hustle and bustle and fashion and different kinds of people and just the energy of the city really interested me and excited me. We lived in the suburbs up north, but eventually, as I got older, and even after college, I moved to Chicago and lived there for several years before moving to London and getting married to my French husband. But that's a whole different story. But a great story nonetheless. Anyway, today I was talking about little side jobs that we do, and also full-time jobs that we do. And I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about how we do our jobs. Do we do them with joy? Do we do them with regret? Do we do them out of obligation? Do we do them with love? What is our motivation for the things that we do for money? Because that's how I'll define a job. Something we do in exchange for money or goods or services. Something that we trade for something else that we can use. So I've always had a combination of two types of jobs. Usually there was one that paid a good bit of money, met my, expenses, allowed me to pay off my student loans, things like that. There were career choices that I made that were solely based on finance and, hey, this looks like a good thing to get into. It looks like it's paying well. There's a lot of demand. It represented job security and income potential. So I made some choices like that, particularly in my second career. And as soon as I started making choices like that, things changed a little bit, because up until that time I'd been doing something that I loved, but I wasn't making as much money doing it. Oops, I gotta get the dog here. She stepped over the leash. Yeah, I was doing stuff I loved, but I wasn't making as much money, so I wasn't quite as fulfilled. So there was always this tug of war between job satisfaction and more income. Job satisfaction, more income. Job satisfaction, more income. And eventually I found a way to kind of have both. Although it was a little higher on the money side and a little less on the job satisfaction side. And the deeper and deeper I got into it, the more specialized I became. The more I took pride in my talent and specialized skills, but the less I wanted to be walking around all day in an office for a certain period of time that was not my choosing, and in some location that was not my choosing. So my job was taking me all over the place. Sorry for the shaky camera, but my other hand is walking the dog, and sometimes she pulls on me a little bit. So anyway, back to the story. It's always been this choice. And even when I was doing stuff I loved professionally, I would do little side jobs like paint murals or, babysit animals or rent a room in my house or something like that to earn some extra money. And then I got to the point where none of that stuff really even mattered anymore, as long as if I wasn't happy with what I was doing. It just came down to that being kind of the most important thing of all, because it was starting to affect my health. But at the same time, I had such a strong work ethic that I would never shirk my duties. I would never, cheat my boss on the timesheets, and I would sneak out early. I mean, occasionally I'd take a long lunch hour, but for the most part, it's pretty trustworthy, and I liked it that way because I decided when I was 17 that I wasn't going to be a thief, and just other things, that my integrity was my own to manage, whether I liked my job or not. And if I didn't like my job, then it was my responsibility to find a new job. It wasn't my boss's, fault that I didn't like my job. It wasn't something that I should then feel justified in stealing from my boss or something like that, which is the way a lot of us are going through our lives. We've made choices, we don't own up to them, we put the responsibility onto someone else, and then we blame them when things don't go exactly our way. It's kind of like an adult temper tantrum. Well, you didn't, turn out the way I thought you would. You're not the person I married, so I'm going to cheat on you. Or, like I was saying with the boss, well, my job isn't interesting, you give me all the worst work, you pass me over for promotion, so therefore I'm going to embezzle from you. And if it's not strict embezzling right out of your till, I'm going to embezzle from you in terms of time or products. I'm going to steal things from you. I'm going to take home, things that are not mine to take. That kind of stuff goes through our minds, and we feel sometimes justified in behaving this way, when really there's very little honor in that kind of a justification or a position. Hey, slow it down, buddy. Hey, people walking here. Gosh, she just whipped by me at like 45 miles an hour. Yeah. I don't know. I've made a lot of videos on that. People rushing to get to work, and the way they treat other people, the way they're just oblivious to other people on their way rushing themselves to work. But yeah, that's the only car I've seen this morning, fortunately. But unfortunately, it was also traveling at almost the speed you would go on a highway, and this is a residential neighborhood. So here comes two little cute dogs. So with that, I'm just going to leave you the thought of, what exactly are you doing? Why are you doing your work? Is it for money, or do you love it? Or is it some combination thereof? And if you don't love it, why not? And what are you doing about that? And who are you blaming for it? And is that really how you want to be thinking about what you do for a living? Okay? Thanks for joining me. I'll talk to you later.